Good mugging morning, people. In this video, I'm going to be taking you through a typical week at the Mugging movement. I'm going to take you through my fitness split, but obviously it's not just a workout, it's a work in. And I'm going to talk about all the things that I connect to the workouts in terms of intentions and Kabbalistic concepts to really embody the light of God in our bodies through fitness, through movement, through celery juice. And ultimately, the whole idea here is to give you a picture of the depth that comes with living intentionally, where you can literally add meaning and bring God and spirituality into every single thing you do, especially the things that you love to do and the things that are good for you and that add life to your life. So I'm excited for you to join me on a full week in the mugging lifestyle. Let's do it. So I just juiced my celery, but I'm actually not going to drink it yet because I'm going to get a little bit of a workout in, and I don't want to drink a full cup of celery and then work out on a full stomach of celery juice. But I did want to just share that I've been doing celery juicing for about 4 months straight now, almost every single day. And it just feels right. It just feels so cleansing and hydrating. And it's such a fun and enjoyable habit to have in the morning, to come out, to wash the celery, to juice the celery, and then to drink it. It just feels like a ritual, and it's become part of my waking up process, where it gets me into the flow of the day. It gets me moving, it gets me focused. It's really like a morning ritual. And I just feel so good. I feel clean. Whenever I drink it that day, I feel incredibly clean, hydrated. And so I'm continuing to do it. All right, so I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to have this right after my workout. Almost every day for the past 5 months, I've had the same morning routine. I get up at 5 a.m., I stretch a little bit, drink my electrolyte water, and immediately get down into the gym, get my heart rate up, get some movement in, activate my muscles, activate my mind. After my workout, I come back up and I get right into prayer. Sometimes with tefillin, sometimes without. And I like to make that conscious contact first thing in the morning so that I can set my soul, set my spiritual temperature. Just like there's mindset, there's soul set, there's body set, and there's heart set. So that's really what my morning is based around. I call it the Mugging morning because Mugging is Moach Guf Neshama, mind, body, and soul. So putting 10 to 20 minutes dedicated to each one of those pillars of life really puts me in the right place for the rest of the day. And I really feel that if I just get that part of the day done, I've already won. I already did what's important to me. I've already lived my truth. And the rest of the day is just a continuation or an expression of that first hour or two of the day and what I felt, created, discovered, and uncovered.
Infrastructure laid for that ever-present fear. Let's get them ready for a resource war. Shout it from the rooftop.
Getting into some muggy and munch over here. Made myself some delicious Sunnyside eggs, and I got myself 2 deliciously golden brown toasted multi-grain sourdough bread from Evergreen. Put a little bit of garlic on there, a little bit of olive oil. So garlic bread and Sunnyside eggs for breakfast. Gotta love it. I'm gonna wash and I'm gonna munch. That is so good. So let's move over onto the board and I'll show you exactly what we're going to be doing. So our chest workout is going to start off with a nice high intensity heart elevating workout. I love to start off my workouts like this because it gets my heart rate up, gets the blood pumping, it wakes me up mentally and physically so I can push 100% plus. All right, then I'm going to go to the incline dumbbell press. I like to start off with this one because it's the upper chest and I like to push the heaviest on my upper chest. So I start off my workout with the heaviest one because then I have the most strength in the beginning of the workout before my muscles are tired out from the other workouts. So incline dumbbell press starting at the top of the chest, then moving our way down to the flat bench press, that's the middle chest, and then weighted dips for that lower chest pumper, all right? So I'm really looking forward to this workout. If there's time, I'll see how I'm feeling also just generally, if I'm gonna throw in some triceps and shoulders, but today, like I said, mostly chest workout focused, so let's freaking push, guys. Let's give it 100+%. As I'm pumping my chest, as I'm pushing that weight up, I'm focusing on form, first of all, because form over everything. And secondly, I'm thinking of the giving motion and the giving character trait within myself. Spiritually, as a giver, right? A giver is a man. If you want to be a real man, you're a giver. Someone who provides, protects, and persists in his mission. So this is my focus. As I'm pushing the weight, I'm thinking of being a giver. And I'm thinking of specifics, things that I can give to specific people, my clients, my friends, my peers, my mentors, my family. What can I offer them? What can I give them today? That's what I'm focusing on during this workout. All right, so here we go. lower chest weighted dips. I'm gonna get the weighted vest on. And I like to keep my dip bars pretty low because on the last few reps, if I can't get all the way up, what I'll sometimes do is I'll help myself up with my legs so that I could do an extra couple negatives on the way down. This is like one of my secret weapons besides for drop setting, is controlling the negatives and actually getting a few extra reps past failure so I can go down on the negatives. Now, this is actually very applicable to the character trait of giving as well, because sometimes we feel like we've given past the point that we're able to, or we're so shot after a long day, there's nothing really to give. And one of the things that we could do is control the negatives. So even if you can't give physically anything or even emotionally, but what you could do is you could control your negatives. And on a day where you're feeling tired, you're feeling beat, it's easy to get a little bit short-tempered, and small things could end up upset us. We could end up lashing out at those who we love. So what you can give in those moments is actually just controlling the negative and not giving any negative energy out there. So even if you can't share positive energy, you can still control your negative energy. So, speaking of giving, I just gave it my all on the chest. I feel amazing, and I have some more energy, so I'm gonna pump into the triceps a little bit. Just some straight up tricep pull downs, get as many of those as I can. And then I'm gonna do some Olympic lateral overhead raises. This is one of my favorite shoulder workouts because it's full range of motion all the way up, full extension, burns out my shoulders, and that's all I'm gonna do today. So tricep pull downs and Olympic shoulder overhead lateral raises. Let's do it. In life, somehow we were taught and we learned that failure is scary and it's bad to reach failure. But in the gym, we strive for failure. In the gym, failure equals success. If you're not reaching muscle failure, you're probably not going to see much growth in your muscles. So we're looking for failure, and that twitches our mindset, especially when we're focusing on giving, on being a giver. You cannot be afraid of failing. In fact, you need to embrace failure. You need to seek out failure because that's where you'll find success. Push past your fears. Switch your mindset to not only am I not afraid to fail, but I want to fail because that's where success and growth is found. All right, humans, welcome back to another Mug Gain Movement workout. This is the second session of the week, and today we're focusing on the upper body, which is mainly shoulders, bis, and tris, but we're putting an emphasis on the pull. Now, pull is all about receiving, okay? So today's energy is about receiving, whereas push was about giving. Now we're focused on receiving. When you give to others, that's when you receive. But you don't only receive from other people, you also receive from the world, from God himself. And that's what we call to be mikabel, to receive. And that's where the word Kabbalah comes from. So a lot of the stuff that we learn about in the Mug Gain movement, Mug Gain mastery, involves Kabbalah because that's what we receive. We receive that energy, the light from above, and we're bringing it into our bodies. Then when we are full and we are whole within ourselves, then we could truly receive from others. Then we start to create abundance in our lives, all right? So that's what today's focus and intention is. And today's workout is gonna be, like I said, focused a lot on the bis and tris. So we'll end up with some shoulders, but we're gonna start off with the dumbbell curls. Then we'll do hammer skull crushers for the triceps. So my system here is that we're actually doing bis, tris, bis, tris. We're gonna switch off like a superset, all right? So dumbbell curls, then we'll do one set of the hammer skull crushers. Then we'll go back to the curls, back to the crushers. 4 sets of each. Then we move on to the waiter curls with a heavy dumbbell for that outer head of the bicep. Then I'm moving right into the laying tricep extensions for the long head of the tricep. Again, alternating between those two workouts, bis, tris. Then we finish off with the cable curls on the knees, and then overhead extensions for that full-on, full-arm buster, all right? Then we end off with the Olympic shoulder plates. You already know that's my favorite workout for the shoulders because it's full range of motion. We're just gonna burn those out till they can literally not move, all right? So let's jump right into it. Join me for this epic pull day. Let's get ready to receive, people. Boom! So today I'm working out with some of my pals, and it's very apropos for pull day, receiving day, because in life, on your journey to becoming the best version of yourself, you've got to have people that you can give to and people that you can receive from. It's not enough that you just be giving all day, you got to be receiving as well. So surround yourself with people who have what to offer as well. People who have camaraderie, brotherhood, people who motivate you, who bring out the best in you. That's what it means to be a receiver. Receive from people on your level, and you will grow to be the best you can be. All right, now it's the middle of the week, and I like to take a day off of lifting and instead go for a running day. So we got a nice white winter snow day today, and I'm going for a run. Let's do it. So this power plant is one of my favorite places to run because it always reminds me that I got a power plant right here. I got so much energy inside in my mind, my body, and my soul. I am an energy power plant.
was actually a lot harder than I thought it would be. That's the furthest I ever ran. Out of the house, past the power plant to the dead end, and back. I'm pretty sure one lap is about 1 and a little bit more than a half miles. And I did the whole loop twice plus. So I'm definitely feeling it in my hip flexors here. Honestly, I feel like my stamina could have went more, but it's my body that gave out first. But that was a delicious run. I got to see that deer. And running in the winter, there's a special vibe to it. There's a feeling of self-respect that comes with running in the winter, where you can see your breath, you see the snow on the ground, and it's just me and the air. Whew. Nothing like a good run day. What's up, humans? Welcome back to another Mug In Movement. Today we're going to be focusing on the lower body, which is the core and the legs. And obviously there's always a mental aspect to it and a spiritual aspect. And today the legs and the core represents your essence, what you stand for. Your legs are made for standing. You also stand for something in your life. And as they say, if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. So my question to you while we do this leg and core routine is, what do you stand for? All right, so here's the routine we're gonna be doing today for legs and core. Number 1, bike. Get the heart rate up, get those legs pumping, blood flowing. Great way to start a leg day. Next, going into a dumbbell squat / lunge. This is a new exercise I love doing. It's with a dumbbell, squat, lunge one foot, come back, squat, lunge the other foot. Great quad burner, love it. Next, going into a heavy deadlift for those hamstrings. Moving it back into the leg press, heavy leg press for a full leg buster. And then going into the core, decline crunch on the bench. And I always like to do it with a 45-pound plate. If you want to join me on that, go right ahead. And the last one is the L-sit leg raises to burn out those lower abs. Let's get after it. when you think you can't push anymore, when you can't do the full range of motion. It's those last couple reps when you keep pushing and you push as far as you can. You go to your edge and you push with everything you got. That's where the most growth comes from. And in life, so many of us, so many times, we stop right before the finish line because things got a little too hard. But remember, it's right at those moments that really make the difference. When you feel like it's done, when you feel like you're done, keep pushing past, because that's right where you'll find the most gold and the most satisfaction and success and achievement.
One of the things I love about this weekly routine is that it puts my life into a rhythm. So every day has a daily rhythm, and every week it has a weekly rhythm. And obviously, being a drummer, I sense the power and the stability in a strong rhythm, in a strong weekly rhythm. And what that does is that it gives you a foundation to create. It gives you a foundation to invite in all the beauty, miraculous stuff that can happen throughout the week, because you have this foundational rhythm. And this foundation gets stronger and stronger and more solid the more you lean into this rhythm. And not only in a mental aspect, but also physically, your body starts to learn what to expect and when to expect it. Waking up the same time every day ensures that I get tired around the same time every day, and I know how to schedule my day based on when I'm going to be tired. I also started to realize and discover which parts of the day I have the most energy in. So based on my daily rhythm and my weekly rhythm, I could know that Mondays generally have more energy than Thursdays. And 11 a.m. generally has a lot more energy than 3 p.m. That's for me. Based on my rhythm, my body. My body is learning the rhythm. My body is in the rhythm. And I'm learning my body's rhythm. And I can base my day and my week off of that. And so that my effort gets compounded. Everything I do is now being supported and propelled by my rhythm, by the weekly rhythm. That's why I love this weekly routine. And it also leaves room for some flexibility, because it's not every hour of the day accounted for, but it's a general rhythm of the week. Physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, I'm locked into this rhythm. And that's where magic can happen. That's where you can create music. You know, as a drummer, my job is to hold down the rhythm. It's to set the tone, or really set the pace of the song. And when the musicians, and I can feel this when this happens, when the other musicians feel that I'm locked in and I'm solid in my rhythm, they can ride on that wave and create beautiful melodies and songs and experiences for the people listening and watching. So find your rhythm and you will find your magic.